So welcome, lash lovers. Today I'm sitting here as usual with the lovely Alicia.
Hello.
And I'm Jodie, the CEO of Prolong Lash. Today we're talking about something that's really different.
Yes, so normally we're talking about eyelash extensions. Obviously, that's our jam. But today we want to talk about lash lifts and how they sort of differ from extensions in terms of their care, what you need to do. So, if you've ever wondered how to make your lash lift look as good for as long as possible, we're here to help you today. You're in the right spot for that.
In the right spot. Now I get my lash lift done once every 6 weeks.
Yep.
So I get my lash extensions done when I have conferences
Yes.
or Alicia needs to do some photography with me. But as a rule, I'm not a lash extension person because I'm a picker and I can damage my lashes by picking out the natural lash before it's ready to come out, as we know. So I've been doing lash lifting for about 6 months now, and as much as I don't like it as much as the lash extensions. They look heaps better, the lash extensions, but it is good, and it is a good way to solve a problem for someone that is a picker.
Yeah.
So and I do like the lash lifts, and I have a girl that does them for me, Em from Makeup and Beauty Lounge. Hi, Em. She does a great job, and the difference is the aftercare. So let's talk about the aftercare on the actual lash lifts.
Yeah, true. So there were some similarities once upon a time, and the first one and one we always go to is the no wetting thing. So with eyelash extensions, there was the don't wet them for 24 to 48 hours rule for so many years, and now we're trying to just debunk that rule and be like, wet them, wash them, please, please, please. However, you actually don't want to wet a lash lift for 24 to 48 hours. And there's different lash lifting products out there. So go with what your lash artist or beautician tells you in terms of the time for that particular product, whether it be 24 or 48 hours, but actually don't wet them. Like, follow the lash lift rules because it's a chemical treatment. The adhesive in lash extensions cures from moisture, whereas moisture can actually damage the chemical reaction with lash lifting. So
It's like a permed hair.
it is. It's
like
the same
permed hair. You were never allowed
thing.
to
Yeah,
wash your hair after you got those beautiful perms in the 80s.
exactly. So for those that don't know what a lash lift is, basically explaining it in simple terms is the lashes all get pulled up onto a rod, which is like a little piece of silicone or rubber that that your lash artist will put on your eyelid with just a semi-permanent adhesive, and they get pulled up onto the rod, so then they're in a curled shape. Then a solution is put on the lashes, which essentially breaks down the outer layer of the hair, and then a setting solution is put on afterwards. So then that outer layer essentially gets rebuilt back up, but in that position that the lashes have been pulled off into. So once that rod comes up, they stay.
Like a curl. Like when you put the curling into your hair.
Yeah, a curling rod, yes. So it's the same as a hair perm, essentially, which is they put the chemical in, they put all the rods in to curl it, and then the setting treatment will actually set them in that curl. So it is the same essentially, and there used to be the old lash perms out there, and it's a lash perm, but it's just with better quality products nowadays and good rods. And I think that lash perms just had a bad name, so we just pivoted and started calling them lash lifts so that people thought that there was something different.
And I also think that there was, obviously there's, as you said, better product around, but I also think there were some real cowboys doing the lash perming to start with.
Yeah.
And be careful who you go to because the product still stings your eyes. Like the product is still a chemical.
Oh yeah,
and
you don't want it to go in your eye.
You've got to make sure that who you're seeing has all the correct preparation beforehand, because there's so much preparation beforehand, like where everything sits around you, even where they place their own hand while using the actual formula, the chemical. So make sure you see someone that's really good, because not only can they hurt your lashes if they're doing it wrong, they can your natural lashes, they can also get stuff in your eye, which is pretty painful.
Yeah, and eyelashes can get burnt easily with these chemicals too. So you need someone that does know the sort of finesse of a lash and like, is it a very fine lash, you know, that kind of thing. Because if they leave it on for too long, you can get the over processing where they go all squiggly and crazy, and it's really hard to undo that. You can't really fix it very easily. So unless you're very experienced in lash lifting and have those skills. And not everyone can just do lash lifts. Like if you just pop into, you know, the local brow bar, they often offer them. But if they're under processing, it's not going to work or it's not going to last very long. And if they're over processing, they're going to damage your lashes. You know, I hate doing lash lifts. I'm going to put it out there. Hate it.
There you go. That's why she's never offered to do mine.
Oh my gosh, I don't like the uncertainty of them. When I'm doing a set of eyelash extensions, it's like you can see them building up, you can see the shape coming together, you can see how beautiful they're going to become. I feel like with a lash lift, you're just waiting for the timer to go off and hoping for the best. Did it work?
So I like boiling an egg.
I hate it. It's too stressful. I like having anxiety, you know, having to go throw up because I'm stressed.
Well,
and then
you don't do it. So, but what you can do is talk today about.
I have done them. I'm trained in them, and
You just don't do it now.
I did them a lot when I worked in a salon, but I refuse to do them now.
Well, that's because you can have the choice of what you do.
I know.
How lucky
I'm
are
in
you?
charge of my own life.
You
Yay.
are, yay. So let's say you decide to go with the lash lift, like me. You might have your reasons, or other reasons are you might just like them more than lash extensions. But be prepared. One thing I can say about lash lifts, and this is not putting a bummer on it for anyone, but they don't ever look as good as lash extensions.
Yeah.
So, but you will get that mascara look, but it never looks like you've got fuller lashes or anything. I think it just lifts them and maybe darkens them.
As good as they're going to look is your own natural lashes ability. Like once you've got curled lashes and got some mascara on, that's pretty much as good as a lash lift is ever going to look. And for some people, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like for me, that has blonde and short lashes,
Not good enough.
not amazing. Yeah, it
No.
just looks like I look like I have standard lashes then instead of tiny little spindly blonde ones. But when you go into your appointment, you need to still turn up in a good way for your lash artist.
Wash your face.
Yep, wash your face, wash your
makeup
lashes. So it is the same rules for lash extensions as it is for lash lifts, to be honest. Like you want no makeup. Make sure that you've cleaned that mascara off like well in advance. And you should be starting to use an eyelash friendly cleanser on the lashes before you start getting your treatments done.
Prolong Lash. Excuse me, I sneezed.
Bless you. Very subtle. So you want to use a pH balanced wash like Prolong Lash because you want to be preparing the lash area, and sometimes it takes multiple times of cleansing to actually get rid of all that buildup. So if it's like your first time and you've been wearing makeup on your lashes for months and weeks and years beforehand, and eyelash extensions or lash lifts goes the same, wash for a few days at least with Prolong Lash Cleanser beforehand if you can, because it gives you like the best, cleanest base to work with. And the likeliness is that your lash artist or beautician is going to cleanse the area and clean it with the primers and things like that beforehand anyway, but that's sometimes not enough. And if you're not doing the work beforehand, nothing else is going to work as well when your lash artist is doing that treatment.
Yeah, so give yourself the best chance to get a good result straight up. Like, give yourself that chance. So make sure that you do wash them for a few days. It does make a difference. I have gone in there without washing my face, and Em's had to wash my eyes for me, but preparing for it for a couple of days and actually washing. I mean, I do wash my lashes with Prolong Lash, so don't get me wrong. I do that every day no matter what. But if you've worn makeup the night before and haven't washed, which sometimes I do, and then you go to the next morning and you just give yourself a quick wipe, it's never as good. The result's not as good. The outcome is not as good as when they're cleaned properly.
Yeah.
And I can absolutely vouch for that.
Yeah, there you go. First-hand experience. The other good thing that I like to start like well in advance, so I'm not talking about just like on the day, is using a good quality lash growth serum. Because as I can vouch for from my personal experience, I've gotten my lashes off because I've run out of time or don't, not going to get lashes for the next little while. And I'm just going to go get a lash lift. But I would really have benefited from starting from a lash serum for a little while beforehand, before starting with my lash lift, because my lashes are short and so it didn't make a big difference for me. But if you can get a good amount of growth and like a nice healthy lash line to start with, then you'll see a difference with
I use a growth serum.
Yeah.
I use a growth serum.
Good. You gotta protect those lashes.
I use a growth serum in between. I use a growth serum all the time, and you can actually use the growth serum 48 hours after you have had your lash tint. You can't lash lift. You can't use it straight away, but you can go back to using it 48 hours after.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good hint. It's a good hint.
Don't use it on the day though.
No, 48 hours after.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was going to say don't use it on the day that you're going to get your
you just wash them.
lash lift. Yeah.
You've just washed them.
Exactly.
Everything's come off because Prolong takes everything.
Yeah. But I think what happens is you're tempted then to go through your skincare routine after you've washed your face and you've washed your lashes. And once you've gotten that serum into your lash care routine, it's easy just to do that swipe along your lash line. Don't use it on the day because there is going to be the chemicals used in your eyes. And whilst we're talking about that, yeah, we don't want any blow-ups, some eye blow-ups, but let's avoid using your retinols and your vitamin A's on that day as well. So I think that really goes for any lash treatment and facial treatment to avoid those things when you're going to have other chemicals around the eye. But the retinols can make your skin feel very sensitive, so don't put them around the eye area on the day of your lash lift.
There you go. Another hint.
Yeah.
So that's the leading up to it. Now the after having it done. Once you've had it done. I know strict instructions for me are don't rub your eyes, Jodie.
Yeah. So we did talk about not wetting them at the start. So no swimming, that kind of thing. Don't rub your eyes. Do you know why you can't rub your eyes?
Because the chemicals are still there and you can change the shape. It's even if you're sleeping. Apparently you can't even sleep on the lashes because it changed the shape or it flattens them down.
Yeah, you're right. So they're still quite susceptible to changing in their curl when they're in that first 48-hour period. So
like little babies.
Don't
nurture your babies.
On your face. Don't sleep on your face. Don't touch them. Just avoid the area generally as much as you can. And avoid putting makeup on them and things like that as well. I know that it's like tempting when they're looking all curled and beautiful to go slap a whole bunch of mascara on there and be like, look at my doe eyes, but like avoid makeup. That is actually important for the first 24 hours.
24 hours, and then even stretching to 48 if you can. But 24 is a must, and 48 if you can avoid some of those things.
Ask your beautician, because whatever specific lash lift treatment they use will have recommendations as well.
Now we can wash them.
Yeah,
it's been 48 hours. Now we can wash them.
What will you wash them with, Jodie?
Prolong Lash.
No, but it is important to wash your lashes even when you have natural lashes only, not just eyelash extensions. Like, just quickly, because I can't help myself. You need to wash when you have eyelash extensions, obviously. There's a lot of reasons. The eyelash extension, has a lash adhered to it. So those adhesion areas have little, steps in them, basically, where a lot of build-up and stuff can catch where the lash is adhered to the natural lash. So that's easy for things to catch. And then they're also made from a porous material, so it does absorb more things like oils and dead skin cells, just attract to lash extensions more quickly. So it's like 100% must do. But people really underestimate washing their natural lashes specifically. Sometimes, you wash your face and you'll just sort of maybe go over the lashes with your cleanser. Maybe if you're trying to wash off your mascara, you get more into the lash line. But people often don't specifically wash their natural lashes, and it is still really important. A lot of people suffer from issues like dry eye and blepharitis, even if they don't have eyelash extensions, have never had eyelash extensions before, and it comes down to lash hygiene. So you do have natural oils that escape from the hair follicles and coat your lashes constantly, and your lashes are filters. They are made to stop things from going in your eye, so it does collect dirt, dust, debris from the day, pollen, things like that. You have lash mites living in them. we get our $100 prize today for mentioning lash mites. We always have to mention lash mites. But yeah, if there's lash mites living in your lash line, and they will be feeding off any debris that's in there, and they will mate and create friends to help them clean up the dirtier your lashes are, so then that leads to infestation. This is talking about natural lashes. So if you have a lash lift, you need to be washing your eyelashes every day to keep them really clean and infection free and infestation free. And your curl will last longer if you're taking care of it as well. So a lash lift typically lasts 6 to 8 weeks. If you want to get to 8 weeks with still having a reasonable curl in your lash line, keep them clean and allow the natural lashes to continue to grow and shed in their natural lash cycle.
I've got something to add that's not quite so technical.
Please do.
But when I get my lash lift done, and say it's been 4 to 6 weeks and you're wearing mascara, and I do wear mascara, so I know if I haven't washed my lashes continually, not just a one-off, if I haven't done my process, which washing my lashes with Prolong is 2 days, I do it morning and night. If I don't do that and I wear mascara, the mascara doesn't go on as well.
Okay.
I 100% will tell you, if my lashes are dirty and I put mascara on them, they clump. If my lashes are clean and I put mascara on them, the application's really good. So there's so many benefits to washing your lashes.
Yeah, because things don't adhere to dirt.
No, and they're separated.
Yeah.
When you wash them, and then you use I use a curling wand, lash wand afterwards to separate them, because you always told me they look better when they're all separated. This is my natural lashes. This is not lash extensions. The mascara goes on nicely.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like, if we're really going to dumb it down, I was outside with...
You're calling me dumb.
No.
She just called me dumb.
Not at all. I'm going to dumb it down for the audience. No, I'm just going to go it's just a really simple example of something that I think is a good visual, is maybe a nicer way to say this. Okay, I'm not calling anyone dumb. Promise. Don't sue me. So the other day, the other month, this time of year is flying, isn't it? It was like back in December, I was hanging Christmas lights with my children, and we were using like sticky adhesive hooks. So just like the ones that you can pull off after a while. And we were doing it outside. And this one particular area on the brickwork outside was covered in sandy stuff, because we had high pressure hosed the ground and it had, splashed up onto the bricks. And further up the wall, that sandy stuff wasn't there. And we had just been sticking them along and everything was fine. And then I didn't really realize the sandy stuff was there, because my 4-year-old was doing that section, because that was his height. So he was sticking them on and it just kept falling off, right? And I was like, oh, what's going on? Just thinking that maybe he wasn't doing it right. And then I tried to stick one on and immediately realized the wall was really dirty there. Things don't stick to dirt.
Yeah.
Dirt will come off, and it's just as simple as that. Adhesives of any kind, and mascaras and things like that are trying to coat something, will not stick to dirt.
Wash your lashes. So, in your expert opinion, I know how I wash my lashes.
You do.
I do. I know how to wash my lashes because you told me how to wash my lashes, and it makes a difference if you wash them properly. If you use what you suggest to use, which you're going to talk about, but not just Prolong Lash. I'm not just saying it for that reason. Any cleanser that you think is pH balanced or can work on lashes, or is made purposely fit for washing lashes, we're not just here to plug Prolong. You need to wash your lashes, but there is an actual art of washing lashes.
Yeah, so it is really important to get all the way down to the base of your lash line. So no matter what you're doing, if you're trying to get mascara off your natural lashes or you're just cleaning them, where all the stuff is down against the skin, essentially. Yes, there are bits that get caught in the upper lashes, but it's really the base of the lash line that's the issue. So it's not good enough just to get your foam and, gently rub it on there and then flush it off. That is not a thorough cleanse. That might be a good way to do like your first cleanse, or maybe just get those initial bits of makeup or something there off. But what you need to do ideally is to use a brush. So It doesn't have to be any special brush. There are eyelash cleansing brushes which are great because they've got bristles that are soft and dense and made for that. But you, at a pinch, can just use a makeup brush. Like, it's not that much of a science, guys. As long as you're using something that can get in between the lashes, the fibers are small enough and they're not fibers that are going to come off, like cotton pad. No, like those kind of things can actually entangle in the lashes and get worse because then you get like a little fiber in there and it's hard to get it back out again. So use a brush, a makeup brush or a lash wash brush, pump your cleanser onto there and actually get the brush in a downward motion with your eye closed and brush down along the lashes. And then flush with lots of fresh water to make sure it's all come off. If you're wearing makeup, do it twice. It's as simple as that.
Simple as that. It's fairly simple. Well, you know, I know myself when you're going to clean your nails or your hands, I've got a scrubbing brush in the shower.
Me too.
To get where I want, what I wanted to get off. Like if I've had been at work downstairs in the factory, I'm like this when I get home.
Yeah.
So that takes off the layer. So that's what you're doing with your lashes. You're taking off the layer of dirt.
Yeah.
So wash your lashes, guys, twice a day, carefully. With purpose. Don't just do it because you have to do it.
Yeah.
Do it with a purpose. Make
Do you
sure.
think we're getting our point across? Wash your lashes.
Wash your lashes.
We love people washing their lashes. It's the most important thing you can do for your eyes, honestly.
So I think that's enough about talking about lash lifting today. I think we've
Yeah.
given enough tips and talked about a little bit of the myths and controversies and pros and cons.
Yeah. The fact is, we've run out of things to say about it because it's simple. Like, don't stress, guys. Just wash your eyes. Make sure that they're clean beforehand. Make sure that they're clean after. If you're going to apply makeup products, make sure that they're thoroughly cleansed. Avoid putting things that are going to react with chemicals on your lashes before getting a lash lift. Like, it's just really simple things, and a lot of taking care of lash lifts overlaps with taking care of eyelash extensions. If you've already had eyelash extensions in the past and you're in that routine, just keep the routine up. And if you've never done it before and you're just using your natural lashes and you don't even have a lift, it's still important to make sure you have a hygienic cleansing routine to avoid those nasties like the blepharitis and the dry eyes
and make sure that you ask your lash artist. We'll still call them lash artists. Yes. I suppose that's what they're still called, even though they're lash artists.
An esthetician.
Estheticians. Ask them if it's 24, 48 hours for the product they use. So you know, so you're educated when you leave. One of the first time is you can wash.
Yeah. Good point. So and if you have any questions, pop them into the comments below. And if you liked our video, you can give us a thumbs up, please. And of course, jump onto our socials if you want to check us out. Talking probably more about eyelash extensions normally than lash lifts, but we talk about anything lash related, to be honest, lash or business related, on our Insta, Facebook, TikTok, on our podcast, the Aussie Lash Wives, and we have some nice, interesting guests on there that always have vital tidbits to tell you. And jump on to www.prolonglash.com and .au for Australia to buy Prolong Lash.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Until next time, we will say goodbye.
Bye.